What's up guys, welcome back for another DevPro Duel video, the Satellaknight Archetype. Last time I played a regular build, I've made some changes, like adding the Masked Chameleon to the main deck because of Altair. Altair is your debris dragon. It also has 0 defense, so it's just another easy rank for Exceed with Masked Chameleon. The most important change is that I added Barian's Force for Chaos Exceeds to the main deck, and I am mainly looking at Silent Honor here. I'll review everything at the end in the deck profile, so let's hop in to the first game. Okay, my first opponent is playing Fire Kings, so not the regular Fire Fist, also with the new supply unit, and Fire Kings with supply unit is just more power, because yeah, it's pretty obvious why. Fire Kings destroy all their own monsters, and with supply unit you get an extra draw in the process, so that's pretty ridiculous. So I'm going to MST both his back rows just in case of Torrential and Prison, and then freely attack with Shining Angel, since I know I have the Fiendish Chain for the bear, and in the worst case scenario I can suicide into it next turn. But he reveals that he's not playing a regular Fire Fist Fire King, so he's going for Onslaught and Garunix, and eventually I lose my Shining Angel, so no Daynep just yet. He finally attacks into the Shining Angel, so I search out my Daynep, and he also sets 2 back rows, and with his supply unit setup I need to get that supply unit destroyed as fast as possible, so I think my only option here was to go for Satellaknight. It does get his Garunix back from the grave, but as I said, the supply unit needed to get off the field. I draw BLS, no Dark in the grave just yet. That's why I play YGOpro. There's no reason to summon it to the field. He still has 1 back row, and yeah, obviously the Garunix, so that's why I go for Archetype, which is an easy out for Garunix bar Veiler or Fiendish Chain. He top decks another tanky, so he's obviously going to discard this Garunix and special summon it again. Drawing into Barian's Force here would be pretty sweet. Yeah, eventually I'm going to drop my YGOpro to the field and make a second Archetype. Another option was to go for Delta Telos, the Satellaknight Exceed, destroy his back row and go for BLS. But yeah, just in case he top decks Starkhole or whatever, not taking that risk. So attack with all my monsters and eventually GG. The Satellaknight was pretty crucial in this duel. Next opponent also playing Fire Kings, so again activating the supply unit. It's another opponent, so not the same person. I think setting the Shining Angel and the MST is pretty much a given fact that I need to MST his supply unit, and certainly definitely when I see his Onslaught. Too much combos with Onslaught, Garunix and supply unit, so I'm forced to Archetype and try to get rid of his Garunix. Just in case he has Fiendish Chain, I have Dimensional Prison as a possible backup. Probably not expecting that, but he obviously has another Onslaught of the Fire Kings, and yeah, I lose my Archetype in the process. So normal summon the Altair, so no Daynep just yet, and go for a second Archetype, thinking I'm in a pretty good position. I cannot attack, I know that, so set the bottoms and pass. There's another supply unit, and I have to bottom his Garunix. He gets a draw with supply unit. Supply unit too good to guard in Fire Kings. But yeah, it's second Garunix off the field. Then I finally draw into Daynep and go for Delta Devils to destroy the supply unit as fast as possible. Too crucial to leave it on the field. He sets a useless MST, so my turn again, draw into Horn, and then destroy the newly set card and attack with both monsters. If he has Mirror Force, no big deal, because of the Archetype on the field. He rips a Wolfbark, the one of Wolfbark, so that's an excellent top deck on his part. Obviously going to Horn the Tiger King. He reveals the call and also has that one of Rekindling. So he again goes for another Tiger King, search out the tanky. So now both my monsters' effects are negated. But yeah, he only has 3-4 life points left, and we know he has a bear in hand, and that's yeah, pretty much that's exactly game, I think. Yeah, unless I still have Cowboy in my extra deck, so it was a good game either way. So yeah, excellent duel. Next, opponent is playing Lightsworn, and looking at his hand, so he normal summons his Raiden and mills 2 cards right off the bat, and then in the end phase also milling the recharge and the charge, so excellent for me. Upstart into Deneb and then special summon the Kage to I eventually make Archetype. Because I was fearing is Honest in hand. I also could have gone for Given the Feral Imps to search out the Kage from my deck, and in case King of the Feral Imps survives, I can search out another Kage or Chameleon in my next turn and then go for Barian's Force, as I do now. So the Archetype did pay off. Take control of both his monsters and then attack with 2-8 directly. And here I make a minor mistake, since I know my opponent is playing Lightsworns, and it's either a Lila target or a target for Diablos. It's Light Ray monster, and he's obviously going to send the MST back to the top of my deck. I lose my Silent Honor. It does get reborn and I gain life points, but due to the Star Eater it gets destroyed. So he again sets up a JD with Eclipse, and there is a useless MST, and after a lot of thinking, I think the best move here was to first attack over his JD and then activate Honest, deal 1700 damage in the process, and then go for Archetype, not go for Delta Delos, just keep my Shining Angel on the field just in case, and Archetype has some extra protection. He's only at 3,900 life points, so unless he has Tragodia or draws into Tragodia or Gores with the Trooper, this is game over. So thanks to all the extra summons, because thanks to the Satellaknights I can attack for the game, so he top decks into uses Recharge. The next tool, my opponent is playing Dragon Stars, although he opens Thunder King, and as you know, Thunder King pretty much screws over this deck. Because of the Deneb obviously cannot search out a monster from the deck, so I need to stall with Shining Angel and hope that I draw into Prison. I think Prison is pretty much my only out against Thunder King, unless I exceed, of course. So that's what I do. Set the cards I draw and stall with Shining Angel, and I draw an MST. Obviously going to set the MST, keep the Shining Angel in defense. I have Phoenix Chain backed up if I really need to. So my 2 Shining Angels are already out of the deck, so I'm forced to Phoenix Chain the Thunder King. I know he can still tribute his Thunder King to negate the summon, but not the search effect, and on top of that I draw Rota. So I attack into the Thunder King, and obviously going to search out the Altair from my deck, also activating Rota, and I need to get rid of the Thunder King. So I thought he was going to tribute his Thunder King here to negate the King of the Feral Imps, so I'm not able to search out the Geiger from my deck, but he doesn't. And he also reveals that he's playing Miracle Fusion for the Shining. Not that great, I think, in combination with Dragon Stars. Dragon Stars is an absolute nuts archetype. The archetype is very good, but at this moment DevPro does have a lot of glitches, bugs with the deck. So that's why I'm not testing them out yet. But definitely expect those later in a few upcoming weeks when DevPro fixes the glitches with the cards. I have a Horn set, I believe, but the Master 7 is not that important. I also have the Barian's Force in hand, which I'm going to use now, although he has a Forbidden Lance, so that's a bummer. Normal summon the Vega and then special summon the, eventually the Deneb, and go for Delta Delos to destroy the Master 7. Attack for 2-5, no response, so it's probably, a rather not useful card in his back row. And here I make a minor mistake. I'm obviously going to destroy his back row, and what I should have done was, since I know that he's playing Dragon Stars, I should have made a Dweller, because the Dragon Stars activate when they're destroyed by battle or by a card effect. And then you can recruit the other one or another Dragon Star from your deck. And the Tuner also can be special summoned from your grave when a Dragon Star from your field is sent to the graveyard, if destroyed. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter by battle or by card effect. And here, DevPro gives an error in the replay, because as I said, the new Dragon Stars still have a lot of glitches, still have a lot of bugs in their program, in their system. So, but I think it was game either way next turn. So okay, the last tool of the video, my opponent is playing Lightsworn Dragon Ruler, as you'll see. So I think the best opening, go for Kage and set the Pot of Duality as an extra bluff, maybe targeting a possible Lila target for him or an MST target. I'm going to warning his Lumina. I don't want to let him mill more cards and eventually go for Michael or something like that. Then he was lucky, I think he milled a Tidal with, I don't know, a Recharge? I believe he played Recharge. He makes a mistake, he should have just attacked first with his Tidal over my monster and then go for Dracossack in main phase 2 to pop my face down Pot of Duality. it didn't really matter in the end, as you'll see. So you use Eldar's effect, yeah, attack over both his tokens and then go for Archetype in main phase 2. Then, yeah, he normal summons his monk and mills 3 cards in the process. Instead of 1 back row. So at that moment I thought it's either MST or a Beckoning Light, since most of the time if Lightsworn dragons, or yeah, Lightsworns play back row, it's most of the time Beckoning Light. So I again set the duality. I'll come back to that in the deck profile. Yeah, here it was just give him an extra target, just in case if his set card is an MST, let him MST one of my sets. And here I'm not going to activate my horn on the Michael. I'm also not going to activate my horn on the big guy, since I know he has a JD in hand and also the blaster in his grave. So if I horn his big guy or Michael there, he can just blow up my field with JD and then special summon blaster and attack for a game. So keeping the horn here is very crucial. And because I think he has 3 Dragon Rulers in his grave, I make Dweller, so he cannot use his Dragon Rules in his grave and horn his JD. And as expected, his face down was indeed a Beckoning Light, so I lose my field, but thanks to Dweller I can survive, because yeah, he obviously cannot banish or special summon his Dragon Rulers from the grave. And I need to go for game during this turn, and luckily I rip Barian's Force, so I eventually make the Silent Honor, take control of the JD and overlay for Zero Lancer. And Zero Lancer gets 500 extra attack boost for each material, so now he's sitting at 4200, and that's a good game. Sweet justice right there. Okay, let's see the deck list. The basic Satellaknight engine combined with 3 Kage Tokage is really solid. It's pretty much an easy rank 4 exceed. Then Shining Angel is still good to search out a quick DNAP from your deck. I also added the Chameleon to the main deck because Altair's 0 defense. I'm not playing any synchro monsters because the extra deck is already packed as it is. Yeah, because of the Chaos Exceeds. There aren't really synchros I would play, maybe other than Crimson Blader or Stardust. I also dropped the supply units from the main deck because your Satellaknights monsters are a when you can effect, and which means that they can miss timing in some cases. Like for example, when your opponent attacks into your Shining Angel and you have both Shining Angel and supply unit on the field, and you activate your supply unit to get a draw, you'll, for example, special summon your DNAP from your deck, and yeah, with Shining Angel of course, and then draw a card with supply unit, and at that moment DNAP misses its timing to activate. And Shining Angel was very important with supply unit, so I eventually dropped supply unit from the main deck. The one duality might seem very random, but as you saw in the duels, drawing duality after your first turn most of the time will hinder your deck. Unless of course you don't have DNAP, it's just good for your first turn, certainly, but after that it's kinda average. The Chaos Exceeds definitely help the deck and gives it more power. I mean, special summon a free 4K beater or Silent Honor to take one of your opponent's monsters is cool. If needed, you can always overlay your Silent Honor for either Zero Lancer or Dystopic Barian, depending on your game state. Most of the time it's just better to leave your Silent Honor on the field because of all its effects. But let's say that it gets Fiendish Stained, for example, overlaying it for a huge beatstick is definitely worth the move. Last, you can definitely play up Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, but you'll see that you'll open with this card most of the time instead of drawing it and get its effect off. I would definitely play the card if I play Summoner Monk, but Monk is easily destroyed by Veiler and Fiendish Chain, so I'm not a huge fan of it. Yeah, okay, that's it. Guys, thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lead them signing out. Peace.